Hi! Recently, we've explained for you the concept of storytelling and how it applies in marketing and business. Narratives are closely tied to the concept of archetypes, on which we will focus in today's video. Today, you will learn what is an archetype and why is it important in branding. How does identifying consumer motivation help to define a brand archetype? What are the main archetypes distinguished by researchers? If you'd like to learn more about brand building and brand development tools, we encourage you to participate in the Managing Brands program, accredited by the Chartered Institute of Marketing. In the course of Managing Brands program, we discuss concepts, tools and models that allow you to build a brand strategy as well as manage and measure the brand. We've prepared a 5% discount with the promo code YouTube especially for you. You can find more information about the program in the description. And now, let's dive into today's topic. Archetypes are universal inherited models resulting from myths, stories and legends rooted in our culture so deeply that they can be easily understood by everyone. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Gustav Jung contributed to the popularization of this concept in the 20th century. Archetypes, similarly to storytelling, allow brands to compete on the level of ideas and meaning instead of just price. They help manage brand identity and bridge the gap between consumer motivations and product sales. Therefore, archetype is a useful tool for building a brand and establishing its identity and qualities. Before determining a brand archetype, it is worth to consider what are the motivations of our customers. Margaret Mark and Carol S. Pearson, regarded as the popularizers of the concept of archetypes in the area of brand management, distinguished four main customer motivations, presenting them on two axes. At one end of the vertical axis, there is stability, and at the opposite end, mastery. On the horizontal axis, we have belonging on one side and independence on the other. The vertical axis determines the level of stability in opposition to mastery, while the horizontal axis determines the degree of belonging in opposition to independence. The authors then distinguished 12 main archetypes, 3 for each motivation included on the axis. Let's briefly discuss each of them. The first category are the archetypes that seek stability and control, namely the creator, the caregiver, and the ruler. The creator is a creative, entrepreneurial and innovative brand. He thinks outside of the box and aims to create something of a deeper value. His opponents will therefore be routine or mediocrity. The archetype of creator may describe brands such as Lego, Nikon, YouTube or Absolute. The caregiver is a caring, helping and altruistic brand. His main goal is to help others and protect them against harm, while his main opponents are selfishness, egocentrism or ingratitude. Examples of caregivers include Volvo, Johnson & Johnson or Gerber. Their ruler is a responsible leader and a graceful authority. He is capable of keeping everything well organized. His aim is to have things under control and help others succeed. Therefore, he doesn't like chaos, rebellion and disorder. The following brands are examples of the ruler: Microsoft, Mercedes-Benz, Intel or Rolex. Another category of archetypes includes the jester, the everyman and the lover. They seek pleasure and a sense of belonging. The jester is a funny, bantering, errant and joyful brand whose aim is to have fun and make the world a little more cheerful place. Therefore, his natural opponent is monotony. Brands representing this archetype include M&M's, Danio or Old Spice. The everyman, also named regular guy or gal, is in turn a down-to-earth and thoughtful member of the community. He aims to connect with others and fit in. He doesn't like rejection as well as standing out. Examples of such brands include Visa, Nescafe or Saga. The lover is a sensual, affectionate archetype following his heart. His goal is to surround himself with beloved people and things and experience sensual pleasure. He despises loneliness as well as lack of passion. Among lovers, we find brands such as Victoria's Secret, Merci, Chanel, Durex, or Jaguar. The third category are archetypes aiming to achieve mastery and taking risks along the way. In this category, Munch and Pearson distinguish the following archetypes: the hero, the outlaw, and the magician. The hero is brave, determined, competent, and action-oriented. He strives to make the world a better place. His main aims are to prove his worth through bold and difficult activities and to improve the world using his master skills. His enemies are weakness, vulnerability, or fear. Among heroes, we find brands such as Nike, Red Cross, FedEx, Duracell. The outlaw is a liberated brand that doesn't make compromises. He often breaks the rules, likes to shake things up, and values freedom above all things. He seeks to revolutionize and demolish things that don't work. His opponents are helplessness, obligation, and social norms. Examples of outlaws include Harley-Davidson, Calvin Klein, Jack Daniels, Apple, and Converse. The magician is an ingenious, wise, and astounding visionary. He wants to achieve the impossible. He aims to learn the rules that govern the world and use them to introduce change. The natural antagonists of the magician will therefore be stagnation or unforeseen negative consequences. Brands belonging to this archetype include Sony, Ajax, Calgon, Energizer, and Tesla. The last category of archetypes is driven by the need for independence and fulfillment. The archetypes representing these motivations are the innocent, the explorer, and the sage. The innocent is sincere, straightforward, optimistic, and generous. He aims to experience happiness and nirvana. Therefore, harm and punishment are his antagonists. Examples of the innocent brands include Disney, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, or Dove. The explorer is independent, bold, and open to challenges. He strives to get to know himself by discovering the world and experiencing a better, true life. His opponents are conformity and spiritual emptiness. Among explorers, we find Ford, Starbucks, Amazon, and Jeep. The sage is an intelligent, hardworking, enlightened truth seeker. His goal is to understand the world through intelligence and analysis, uncover the truth, and teach others. Therefore, he denounces ignorance, lies, and lack of knowledge. Examples of this archetype include National Geographic, Vichy, CNN, and Oprah Winfrey. A much greater number of archetypes can be found in the literature. There is no actual limit to how many archetypes there actually are. It is also worth remembering that a brand can represent more than one archetype, and the degree to which they may be present in the narrative can vary. To conclude, from today's video we've learned that an archetype is a universal model resulting from culture, myths, and legends, which is easy for everyone to recognize. Before defining a brand archetype, it is worth looking at what motivates the consumers with whom we would like to communicate. Munch and Pearson have described 12 main archetypes that may help with determining the identity of a brand, but the actual number of archetypes is infinite. We hope that what you've learned today will allow you to create great brands with meaningful identity and ideas behind it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and see you in the next one. Bye!